What's going on? It's Haich Ber. I'm here on ABOE gang, and I'm gonna break down my 059 for Help music video. Boom. For this video, we were inspired by the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity video. I think we were looking at a lot of references from the 2000s. This one stuck out, and we kind of wanted to recreate that moving room and see if we could do it on a budget, on a much smaller budget. To be honest with you, originally we were gonna shoot a short film about a cult, but because of Corona, obviously, it wasn't looking like we could get that many people together. I panicked for a while, but then instead of panicking, me and my friends were just like, let's just do something completely different to like a long narrative film, and let's just do something fun and make like a popping music video, like a traditional music video where you're singing into the camera, which is something I hadn't done before. We came up with the idea for this video in like maybe a month. Me and my friend Richard Wilkins, who is the producer of the film, we were just kind of spitballing, and we had references, but he's the type of person that doesn't like working from references, and I thought that was bold. So we scrapped a lot of them, kept a few, and then kind of went on intuition instead of like copying something that already exists, even though it did end up feeling like the Jamiroquai video. Me and Richard work in a place called HQI, which is this dope place in White City. They like have artist residencies and a really cool space. I've done a few things up there. There's like a really dope round room upstairs where they do club nights and stuff. And obviously, because there's no clubbing, it was free, and I asked them if we could do a video in there, and that's where it all started. We were just walking around a room thinking, what's the best use of this space? So this will come up behind me.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So this is me in the space. It started off, me and Richard wanted to build different sets, but it felt like it would take too much time, so instead we thought, let's just build one set that can change colour, so we built lights into it. There's another version of it. If we build the room, we'll make it hollow, have no roof, put it where the beam is in the middle of the HQI space, and then we'll rotate the room around the beam. We just need to get really small wheels that you can't see and attach those. And to be honest, even at this point I was thinking we ain't gonna pull this off, but luckily we had some sick technicians, shout out Alex and Oliver, who actually looked at these sketches and were like, this is possible. This is our final one that me and Richard did in SketchUp real quick. So the camera is where E is, so the camera would hang or be attached to the pole, and yeah, that's the box basically. Then when Alex Payne, the tech guy, got this, he fleshed it out a little bit more. So yeah, when I got this was when it was like, okay, this is happening, we can actually pull this off. I don't know nothing about building or wood. I'm a computers man. That was probably the hardest part of the whole shoot, getting that up and running. Strangely enough, we didn't run into any issues. The wheels were really small. We thought they might fall off, but they actually held strong, and the room was able to push with one person. Basically, the whole idea of the room moving was to create the illusion of the floor moving, similar to the Jamiroquai video. So it's kind of like an optical illusion when you watch the actual video. Yeah, some shots from the day, and we had the lights on the front of the little area as well. There's a picture of the lights from the back, so it's six separate spotlights that change into different colours. There's D's giving it all. Shout out Jesse Crankson, he was our photographer. I'd say he had one of the hardest jobs, trying to capture stuff on the day with this room moving all over the place. These are some of the shots Jesse Crankson got. He really brought out the 90s vibe on it with his film photography. So this was the image we actually used for the cover, but we stretched it. There we go. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this. All of this was fun, random, unplanned, which is something I don't normally do, and sometimes it breeds the best art when you don't think about every little detail before you do it. Being a director and artist is pretty difficult. Luckily, my brother Joseph, who I spoke about earlier, he's the assistant director on a lot of these videos, and we're similar in age and have similar ideas, so a lot of the time he knows what I'm thinking. I can just trust him to make sure everybody's in place. And then Richard, as well as the producer, kept any technical things in order. You just have to put your trust in people, you know. The funny thing about this video is we didn't actually have like a shot list. We didn't have a script, we didn't have anything like that set up, which was weird because on other things that I've directed or whatever, we've always been really over prepared. Whilst with this shoot, the idea was more, if we set up the space, if we build something so cool and interactive, then on the day where we actually shoot, the video will just come together, which is probably a really stressful way of doing it, but also a really fun way of doing it because it opens up for spontaneity. I remember Richard compared it to maybe if you were a music producer and you set up a room filled with synthesizers, drums, really good computer. When you go in that room, you might not go in there with like a complete idea of what you want to do, but you experiment with it until something cool happens. And I think that's the method we kind of use for this. Let's set up the space, and then whatever we do on the day, we'll get something spontaneous and interesting. So I'm not a dancer, so them dances I'm doing in that video, they're not planned. The jumping in, everything was inside the box that came out in the final video. It's just all eyeballed on the day and just figured out on the spot, which made it fun, stressful, fun, good balance, I think. I feel like the building was the favourite bit of the process. Yeah. Sometimes when music gets hard, I wish that I'd become an architect. So being a part of a process where people are architecting something, building something that's physical, that was exciting. Shooting the video was also exciting, but it was very hot and I was dancing and it got a bit stressful. And obviously I was wearing many hats, no pun intended. What would I do different? Maybe organise things a little bit more, because I think what would have been cool maybe is if we had real serious dance routines inside there. So maybe have like a choreographer or someone to give a little bit more direction in terms of like art direction, because the silhouettes are beautiful in that video, but I wonder if we could have pushed it and had some even more iconic silhouetted things from it. So if you look at the stills, they're pretty cool. I don't know, I feel like we could have had even more, but at the same time, I don't know, you can't really have regrets in it. That would be my main thing, maybe a choreographer, maybe more team on hand, so a producer was pushing the building around at the same time trying to control the Ableton. I'm dancing also at the same time trying to do the direction. It was a small team, so maybe if the team was a bit bigger and some people did real focused jobs, that might have made things a little bit more smooth. But I think the result was really good for what we had. Any tips for artists that want to do their own videos? Get a really good producer. That is the main tip. Get someone who's techie. Get people who get your ideas and don't want to turn them into their ideas. Someone that supports your ideas. People you can trust. That's the main thing. And they just have to believe in you and you have to believe in them. That would be the simplest tip. Then you could have a small team, but as long as those people are on point, the main core, it will come out okay, it will come out great, and you'll get what you want from it. Cool. I'm Haich Ber, ABOE. 059 for help, out now on my YouTube, all my socials, Haich Ber. Peace. Come on now. Easy. Do I need to talk into the mic?
No. Yeah, that's calm. Yeah.
And I have to look in the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. This is jokes. Alright, 3, 2, 1.